You lost control before you even realized you had a choice. That text message, that comment, that tone, something small happens. And suddenly your mood changes, your body tightens, your thoughts speed up, your emotions take over, and before you think clearly, you react. You say something you regret. You shut down, you over-explain, you get defensive. Then later, you replay the moment in your head. Why did I react like that? It wasn't even that serious. I should have handled that differently. But by then, the damage is already done. And the worst part? It keeps happening. Different situations, different people, same pattern. Fast reaction, slow regret. That's not bad luck, and that's conditioning. Because most people don't actually respond to life, they react to it, automatically. And if you don't understand why, you'll keep repeating the same emotional loops for years. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Your reactions are not random. They are trained, built through repetition, past experiences, emotional survival. Your brain learned to react quickly for one reason: protection. That's it. Speed feels safe, because if your mind can predict danger quickly, it can avoid pain quickly. So over time, your nervous system becomes hyper-reactive, not because you're weak, because your brain adapted. The problem is, what once protected you now controls you. And most people never notice. They think reacting fast means being real, authentic, passionate, honest. No. Fast reactions are usually unconscious, and unconscious behavior is dangerous because anything unconscious controls you without permission. Now think about this. Why do some people stay calm under pressure while others explode instantly? Same situation, different response. Why? Because one person experiences emotion and the other becomes emotion. That's the difference. And that difference changes everything. Now here's where it gets deeper. Most reactions happen before logic even arrives. Your nervous system detects threat first, not physical threat, emotional threat, rejection, disrespect, embarrassment, loss of control. And the moment your brain senses one of those, it activates instantly. Heart rate changes, breathing shifts, thoughts accelerate. Now you're no longer responding consciously. You're reacting biologically. That's why later, when the emotion fades, the situation suddenly looks smaller, because logic returned. But in the moment, emotion was driving. Now here's the dangerous part. The faster you react, the less accurate you become. Because intensity distorts perception, you assume intention, you misread tone, you personalize neutral situations. And once emotion takes over, you stop seeing reality clearly. You see it emotionally. That's why small moments become huge conflicts, not because the moment was huge, because the reaction was. Now here's the shift. You stop asking, how do I stop emotions? And start asking, how do I slow the reaction? Because emotion is automatic, reaction is trainable. That changes everything. First shift. Create space before response, not huge space, just enough. One breath, 3 seconds, a pause. Because when you pause, you interrupt the automatic pattern, and interruption creates awareness. That tiny gap, that's where control begins. Now here's what most people don't realize. Your body reacts before your words do. So if you want to control reactions, you need to control physiology first. Second shift. Slow your body down, relax your jaw, lower your shoulders, breathe slower. Because your nervous system listens to your body, and when your body calm, your thinking improves. Not instantly, but enough to stop emotional autopilot. Now listen carefully, because this is where your life changes. Most people think they're reacting to the present. They're not. They're reacting to memory, old emotional patterns, past experiences. That's why certain things hit harder than they should, because they connect to something unresolved. A tone reminds you of criticism. Silence feels like rejection. Disagreement feels like disrespect. Now the reaction becomes bigger than reality, Because you're not reacting to one moment, you're reacting to accumulated emotion, compressed into seconds. Now here's the third shift. Identify your emotional patterns. What triggers you repeatedly? Not random moments, consistent ones. Being ignored, feeling dismissed, losing control, because patterns reveal wounds. And once you see the wound, you stop confusing it with reality. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Some people are addicted to reacting, not consciously, but emotionally. Because reaction creates intensity, and intensity makes people feel alive, so they escalate, argue, overreact, then justify it afterward. But uncontrolled emotion isn't power, it's instability, and instability destroys trust, quietly, over time. Now here's the fourth shift. Stop glorifying emotional impulsiveness. Being reactive doesn't make you strong, it makes you predictable, and predictable people are easy to manipulate. Because anyone who controls your emotions, controls your behavior, that's real weakness. Now imagine the opposite. Someone tries to provoke you, and nothing happens. Not suppression, control. You stay clear, grounded, intentional. That's power. Because now, you choose your response instead of surrendering it. Now here's where identity changes. Most people say, that's just how I am. Short temper, emotional, reactive. But identity reinforces behavior. So if you keep labeling yourself that way, you'll keep acting that way. Fifth shift. Separate yourself from the pattern. You are not your reactions. You are someone who learned reactive habits, and learned habits can be retrained. That changes the game completely. Now here's something important. Slowing your reaction doesn't make you passive. It makes you precise. You still set boundaries. You still speak clearly. You still confront problems. But now, you do it intentionally, without emotional chaos controlling the outcome. That's maturity, not silence, not weakness, control. Now here's the truth most people avoid. Fast reactions feel powerful in the moment, but they usually create weak outcomes. You damage relationships, create unnecessary tension, say things that reduce trust, then later, you try to repair what calm could have prevented. That's exhausting. Now compare that to someone regulated. They think clearly under pressure, they respond strategically, they don't escalate unnecessarily. Those people win long-term, every time. Because life rewards stability, not emotional volatility. Now here's the sixth shift. Train yourself in low-stakes moments, traffic, minor irritation, small inconveniences. Those moments matter, because every small reaction strengthens the habit or weakens it. So when frustration appears, practice slowing down there, not later. In the moment, that repetition rewires you. Now here's the final shift, and this is what separates emotionally intelligent people from emotionally controlled people. Emotionally controlled people feel first, then obey. Emotionally intelligent people feel first, then choose. That choice is everything. Because your future will not be shaped by what you feel. It will be shaped by how you respond when emotions show up. Now step back. How many problems in your life came from reacting too quickly? One text, one argument, one emotional moment. Moments that could have gone differently if you had slowed down. That's the cost. And most people keep paying it forever. But you don't have to. Because once you understand your reactions, you stop being controlled by them. And once you stop being controlled by them, you become dangerous. Calm under pressure, clear under stress, intentional when others lose control. That's rare. And rare people change their lives differently. So the question is simple. Will you keep reacting automatically, or will you finally build the control? That changes everything, because one keeps you trapped in emotional cycles. The other puts you back in command. Choose carefully, because your reactions are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. If this changed your perspective, subscribe, because the next video might change your life.